What's up, sluts? My name's Salem. I use they he pronouns, whatever. Um, and I'm here to talk to you about how to bind a large chest when you don't have a binder. Personally, I don't use a binder because I know that for some people it can make their dysphoria worse to have to deal with when they're not wearing the binder. Also, it just causes a lot of tissue and rib damage. And frankly, I'm too large and got the trigger warning for like dysphoria or yeah. Too like curvy to pass. Um so the really like me binding is just about me being comfortable. Cuz it's not going to make a difference much in how other people see me. Well, I mean to me it does like mentally, but it's not like I'm trying to get like as flat as possible because frankly it doesn't make a difference to others. So I'm choose not to cause potential mental or physical damage. Um, and instead of using a binder, and instead of dying because I'm just using like sports bras that don't do enough for me, I do this, and I'm gonna teach you what I do. I um like over a year ago was the last time I wore like a real bra. At that point, I was a double D. I might be triple by now. I don't know. I don't know that it matters. Basically, I have a pretty big chest. I know it's not like the largest. There are people out there. But like generally, if you have a big chest, this might be and like you are don't need like insane like flat like there's no yeah whatever there's you're not gonna get fully flat without like a real binder, but this is in my experience and from what I've seen the flattest you can get without a binder. um so I'm only wearing one of these right now. I'll explain later. I can wear two and get even flatter, but this is like a good shirt for me. So like you can see, I mean it doesn't, you know, I don't whatever. It's like, I'm not fooling anyone. Like it doesn't look like I'm like this dude without a chest. But personally for me, I feel comfortable because of how the shirt hangs doesn't like outline stuff. So I'll show you like a side view kind of how I am. So like, you know, there's something there, but it's trust me, it's like a lot more pressed in than my natural or not, unbound chest. I call this my bindish because it's kind of a binder. I needed a name for this whole contraption. Um, so and again, I can get flatter. In this shirt, I'm comfortable, and I'm also just kind of hanging around the house today. Personally, I can use two of these and get even flatter, and that's pretty cool. So here's what I do. What you need is sports bras. Two is what I do. And some pantyhose. For some reason, I just had like a big bag of pantyhose that like my grandma gave me one time. Um, and I just annihilated those motherfuckers. And so I use these. So basically how I do it is so this is a pair of pantyhose, right? Like this is where like the waist is, this is the closed off feet. The feet don't matter, it can be open or closed, like doesn't make a difference as long as it's like pantyhose, tights, whatever you call them. So you're gonna this is gonna become the armband, and I recommend making it thicker because can like stretch out or whatever and like get like short and pointy with time, and that like doesn't feel great when it's like this small. Because it can put a lot of pressure on like a little point on your shoulder. Plus, it's just nicer to, and you have more room for I don't know. I recommend making the cut pretty a little bit far into the legs because you're also gonna cut a chest a hole for your neck out of where the crotch is. And so you want to have enough room for your to have a band as well as the neck hole. So I kind of like shaded in the spots that you're cutting off. And if you want after this, you have thigh highs also, if you care about that. Um, and so look at that after you cut it all. Wow, magic, it's the shape of a binder. So that's what I do. Obviously, like pantyhose requires stretching, so it doesn't really look like that. Like, but you can see like I have one right here. And so this is where it would normally go on your body, or like a body, you know. And then this, that was, so this is where, oh my god, I know how to do this. Okay. So this is where your legs went, and this is where the crotch was. And personally, I recommend a pair for the best pantyhose that I've found to do this with are more opaque and soft and like thick materials. This one is kind of thin and rigid, and it's not very good. It just kind of rips instead of stretching. Plus, like it provides less support because it's very thin. Obviously, all pantyhose will get thin if you press enough, but these are just thicker. So like more opaque, more thick, more soft. Is how I recommend. Also, it's very helpful to find one with like a larger amount of space between the crotch and the waistband, because you can't really change that, you know? Like you end up like where the crotch is where the neck hole has to be. It's not gonna like work making like well, I guess if you were really small, maybe you could make one out of just like a pantyhose leg, but frankly, if you're that, I don't know, if you're that small, you probably can find like, otherwise, you know, this is for big chests, so you can't basically, yeah, you don't really get to control, through cutting how big this part is, and the bigger it is, the like more room you have for like to support more area and like compress more area. And also it's like less uncomfortable, you know, so like it can like roll and like go further down, whatever. So I recommend one that is more space between the crotch and waistband, so like really high waisted, if they were to be used as pantyhose. So yeah, you do that, and magic. Also, mine are very frayed because what I do to wash my whole situation is I just throw my sports bras and bindishes in the washer and dryer to like contract them again. That causes some damage. No one sees these, like it doesn't matter. I don't know. They do function. I mean, technically that might not be the smart thing to do because it wears them out, but it shrinks them back down to the size that's like, you know, compresses. So I'm happy with it. That's what I do. I will say, for me, I've not had like rib pain or anything. Like it seemed safe for me. I wear it for long periods of time. It, to me, is the right balance between physical comfort and, you know, mental comfort of having a flatter chest. So but I'm not a doctor, you know, I can't tell you this is safe. It's been safe for me. The same spiel everyone gives: if you feel pain, take it off. Try not to wear it for like too long. You know, if you feel pain or shortness of breath or anything like that, take it off, just like any binding method. But I haven't had those problems personally. So what I do is, on a day that I really want to be flat, I will have them freshly washed and dried, and I'll wear 2 of these and 2 sports bras. I don't do the whole front and back with the sports bras thing, you know, where you want to wear one the front way and one the back way. Because all the ones I've found that are like flat, like also when you pick sports bras, if you don't know this, you want to pick ones that are flat and not cupped, you know, there are ones that are just completely flat and like compression. You aren't going to want anything with like even a like semblance of a cup, because that will outline like, you know, your chest. That's probably not what you want if you're here for a binding tutorial. Also, okay, so my hair's like weird because I cut it myself. So that's why I'm wearing and messing with a beanie a ton. So, so I wear two of these and then two sports bras facing the front because I know that there's a method where you wear one forward, one back because the back is supposed to compress you more. Personally, the only ones that I've found that have like fit me have like weird backs or like low backs without like very much like band area. So I wear like two front waist ones and two of these, and that these make a huge difference over just the sports bras. Like I think it also helps like, you know, when you push your chest tissue to the side, I think this also helps hold it to the side as opposed to in sports bras. It always kind of comes back to the front and like protruding outwards. While with these, like there, I feel like that also kind of keeps everything in place where you place it for your best situation. You know, it doesn't mean that it's not helpful to readjust everything throughout the day so that it's most comfortable and flattening, but that's what works for me. That's what I do. I think this isn't talked about enough personally. I've only seen this talked about twice, very obscure places. One time I heard about pantyhose and I cut it into a bandeau, but my problem is it would always roll up or down. And then one day, I don't remember where. I have no idea where. I saw someone mention like cutting it in the shape of like a binder or like thing or whatever, like cutting a chest hole out of the crotch, and my mind was blown. And I do this every single day. So I think this is potentially a good resource. Again, be safe. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you this is safe. Do common sense, value your health. I think this seems to me, in my experience, this has been safer than a binder, more comfortable. I don't think it's caused any damage because I haven't had like pain. Um, so I always stay safe and safe binding and shit, but hopefully this helps someone. Yeah. Later.